don't we all hate diets, right? I hate diets. I absolutely hate them. Getting on a diet, staying on it for a long period of time, absolutely drives me nuts, right? Um, and part of the reason why is because we're restricting ourselves. We're taking away a lot of the things that we enjoy. And I don't think that that's a good way of seeing the success you want to see. I think that we need to have the things we enjoy in our program. And so how do we do that? How do we add in those good things to make sure that we're seeing that success? Well, recently I've been asking all my clients to try a different way of dieting. No, I don't, dieting's not the word. A different way of eating. Okay, trying something out because they would see really good success on a certain eating plan, but they couldn't stick with it very long, which I totally understand, right? And then so they needed some more freedom for a little while. And so I thought about something that I did back in high school. I did the whole, I don't know if you guys have heard about the Body for Life program. It's a weight loss program that was created back in the late 90s and was really, really popular. It started the whole body transformation competitions type things. And so I did it. I was going to earn that. I think that it was like $100,000 or a car or whatever you got with that one. So I was going to win it. And so I did a program. Okay. And so I had two goals. One, I wanted to put on more muscle, but I wanted to lose fat and get my fat down as low as I could. But I wanted to put on a lot of muscle in the process. And so for 2 weeks, I would eat as much food as I possibly could. I was just forcing food in my mouth. I was eating about 5,000 calories, just shoving food in my mouth. It was fun for the first couple of days and horrible after that, and I hated it. Okay, but at the end of 2 weeks, I just hated food. I was ready to not eat food at all. Okay, so what I did for the next 2 weeks is I would kind of, in a way, starve myself. I would follow the same protocol that was found in the Minnesota starvation experiment, where they starved people back in the 40s to look at starvation. And most of you probably don't realize that you follow a very similar protocol. You are on a starvation diet, just not realizing it. Okay. And so I'd go on the starvation diet for 2 weeks. Okay. At the end of those 2 weeks, I wanted anything. I was just like, oh, I can't wait till I can have chocolate. I can't. And I was just so preoccupied with food. That's all I could think about. I want this. I want pancakes. I want this. I want all these different junk food, right? Then I would get on my Eat Big diet for 2 weeks, and I'd keep going back and forth between those two diets. Okay. Now, do I feel like that's the best way to do things, going on both ends of the extreme? No, I don't. Okay. So I would not recommend that anyone do that. Now, that's what I did back then. I saw really good results with it. But I also saw some problems with it. So now I've asked my clients to do something, and they've been doing really, really well with this. So what do I have them do? Okay. Basically what I have them do is I have them follow a plan where what they do is for 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, depending on what they can handle. It's all up to you on what you can handle. Maybe you can only do it for a couple of days. Maybe you can do it for a full week. Maybe you can do it for a couple weeks. Maybe you can do it for as long as like 6 weeks or even 12 weeks. That's the longest I'd have anyone do anything. Okay. But you follow this plan, whatever plan you decide, something that's fairly strict, something that there's maybe a lot of restrictions and things like that are in there, and follow that for about, again, as long as you can mentally and physically handle it. Okay. And then what do? You get back to just relaxing with your eating for about a week or two. Okay. And here's typically what I have people do. When I have someone do this, I don't go to them and just say, okay, I want you to pig out. I hate the idea of cheat meals and cheat days, because what people typically do is they follow their diet really strictly. Then they get to the cheat meal or cheat day and they just binge. And a lot of times people are like, oh, it doesn't work. I follow this diet and then I binge and it's not working, right? Because they're eating way too much on that binge day, on that cheat day. Okay. So here's what I typically recommend people do. If you're going to do this type of thing, again, a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever you can handle, eat very, very, very strictly. Okay. Keep your calories low, your carbs under control, your fats under control, all those things. Okay. And that's something I'll leave up to you. With my clients, we come up with a very specific plan for them. If that's what you would like, go to fatextractionmethod.com and find out more about what I do and how I help people. Okay. But pick whatever diet you want to do for 2 weeks. Follow it strictly for those 2 weeks. And then when you get to eating normal, here's typically what I recommend. Eat whatever you want, but 2 guidelines. Okay. Guideline number 1, do it mindfully. What do I mean by mindful eating? Is you just eat slowly, right? You take a bite, you chew it completely, swallow it completely, then you take the next bite. Okay. Beyond that, beyond just eating slowly, now you eat until you're 80% full. What does that mean? I mean, obviously we don't know when your stomach's 80% full. There's no dotted line that we're trying to get to, right? No, what we're doing is just eat until you feel like, okay, I'm almost full, but I'm not completely full, right? Okay, so those are 2 things. Thing number 1 is eat slowly. Thing number 2 is eat till you're 80% full. Does that make sense? Okay, now, beyond that, what I typically recommend doing is, again, eat whatever you want, but first, make sure you're adding good things in. Okay, make sure you're adding in the protein that you need. You're adding vegetables in or high nutrient dense foods. Add those things in first, then eat whatever you want along with that. Okay, hope that makes sense. So you don't have to diet for a long period of time. You don't have to go on these 6 weeks, 6 months, or whatever long diets. I would rather, what I do in my program is I teach people how to live a lifestyle they enjoy. Yes, that does include some dieting here and there sometimes. I want people to understand dieting. I want them to, and what is good and not good about it, because there are some benefits to it, but there's a lot of drawbacks to it also. So I want people to understand those things. I want you to eat your favorite foods as regularly as we can. If you enjoy chocolate, to me, it needs to be part of your program. Okay? I have people all the time come to me who jump into my program after the first week. They say, "Oh, I just didn't do very well." Well, what happened? Well, I had chocolate. Cool. Did I tell you not to have chocolate? Well, no, but I shouldn't, right? I'm like, no, if you enjoy chocolate, we need it as part of your plan. Here's how we should incorporate it. Okay? So if you want more help, you want more guidance, go to fatextractionmethod.com, check out what I do, how I help people out, and we'll talk to you later.